Happy Wednesday, Happy Wednesday, everybody. I was like, oh no, don't tell me I'm not streaming. Hello. Good to see you. How are you? Welcome on in. We are going to be here for a couple of hours, so that's my intention. There's been some wind today, so wind allowing. There you go. Hello, good to see you. How are you, Louise? Havern, welcome on in. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. So it's supposed to get cooler here the next couple of days. I don't know if that means we're getting the rain that other parts of the U.S. is getting or what. However, it is what it is. Doing great, doing great. Today's been not busy, but not slow either. It's kind of been a nice cadence all day, and really can't complain. It's kind of been calm. It's been quiet. Like, have you ever sensed like there's a calm before the storm? I'm having one of those weeks at the moment. It's shaping up to be one of those, it's almost eerily calm kind of thing. So I did go ahead and make some changes to the schedule. I have an appointment that popped up. Hi, Kiki, where are you? That popped up for the 20th. So I rearranged when I'm doing the workshops, and I put some streams in for us through like the first week in July, and I'll finish out adding July by probably the end of June. So what we'll do, I'm keeping the week of July 2nd through circa the 8th off. I'll do the first Wednesday, and then I'll come back on the 8th. Hello, Mars and Miranda. Setting up goals. Very nice for Q3. Very, very, very nice. I am in debating territory on how I want to organize my goals. I have checklists up on the dry erase board that's up there now. However, I really, really want, and I have kind of a little bit of a Kanban for my production schedule going on, but I kind of want another dry erase board up here. I'm kind of eyeballing sales, not just the Zon and the Mart, but a couple of other local to me stores that are smaller regional chains are also having like their beginning of the school year type sales are starting to kick up. So I'm checking around for like really big, like I think that's a 3 foot by a 4. I want like a 3 foot by a 4 foot. I want a pretty decent sized dry erase board, honestly. Hi, Ron. Your daughter is 24 years old and her boyfriend came to Iceland for the travels. I hope they're, when I say this, I hope the travels go perfectly without issue. When I say, I hope they have uneventful travels. That is a phrase that everyone at Mythicon back in February, whenever people would depart from the event at the end of the event on the last day, I hope your travels home are uneventful. And I'm like, I like that wording. I like that wording a lot. It means may your trip go exactly the way you need to get home safely without a single issue from there and back again. So I hope that since they live in Amsterdam and graduate from university, congratulations all around. I definitely hope that the travels are safe, are uneventful, and they get some rest while they travel if possible. Setting up to do another 7-day book challenge with Sky. Very nice, which means all the cleaning. This is one of the things I like to, when Sky does these, I will lurk about or I'll just catch replays of, normally for doing my morning chores. And dry erase boards, this is my issue and why I have not gotten the large one that I really, really want. I should have gotten 2 of the one that I have on the wall now instead of 1. And of course, I was advised to buy 2 at the time I bought one. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Famous last words in that case, right? Right. When you got your dry erase board, the black whiteboard was cheaper than the white one. Really? Noted. Because I also have a ton of chalk markers. So if I find like a big chalkboard too, it would work. Chalk markers don't bother my asthma like regular markers do. It would work. I'm trying to switch solely to the dry erase, but black dry erase. I'm gonna have to look that up now. Never followed through with a writing challenge. And you know what? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And that's okay. You're more successful already, even though you're not writing yet. And the story is brewing and you're taking deadlines seriously. And that's a good starting point. Start strong. Start strong. Glass dry. Ooh. Now you've got my brain thinking of other options, because there is a mom and pop family-owned reclamation store in the area. And I wonder if they would have like a big sheet of, not necessarily glass, because framing would be an issue, but I'm wondering if they have like an old, because I know mirrors are dry erase. Obviously, I dry erase right on that one all the time. I'm wondering if I could find a really big old mirror, because that would work too. It's a small room. A mirror would help brighten the place up a little bit. So thank you. Thank you for the mirror suggestion, because the reclamation store might actually have a really sizely, or a frame, like a framed window in a picture frame. They sometimes get those, but they're usually stained glass. See, I have paned windows, and they're really bad paned. They're more like a plexiglass. They're a little porous, if you get my meaning. The ones I have, they don't clean as well in general, in whatever glass they used at the ones here. However, that's a smashing idea. If I can find something that tall, though. Like, I'm thinking even like standing mirror in the corner. That would work too. Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you. I appreciate you for that. I'm all for the affordable options, 2,000%. Speaking of, let's go ahead and check in with Tarot for some logical. Hey! Okay, my friends. You have some strategy, deception, theft, cunning, sneakiness. What situations or people in your life require you to be cunning and strategic while also remaining vigilant against deceit? Use your intellect to outwit opponents. We are looking at a 7 of Swords. Some descriptions I've heard of the 5 of Swords and sometimes the 7 of Swords is also sometimes maybe you're not looking exactly for the correct answer. Like, the guy's carrying 5 of the 7. What if those 2 he left behind? I hear the worm from Labyrinth. If I had told her to go down that way, she'd gone straight to the castle. What if the 2 of the Swords is straight to the castle? Yeah. This is a Sarah in the Labyrinth card. This is you want to meet Hoggle, you want to meet Ludo. This deck is it's a beginner deck. It uses the Rider-Waite-Smith iconography. Drive.google.com. But it's one of the 2 beginner decks I have. Let me see which link that one goes to. Tarot. This is the Triple Moon one, I think. I want to say it's this one. I want to say it's that one, or it's this one. I don't think it's the second one, but just in case, because the interpretations, they use the same image for the front. They have different imagery on the back of the decks and slightly different descriptors. Um, so, hey, Queen of Pentacles was at the bottom of the deck. You might also be on your way to showing yourself more nurturing. Maybe we need to be more like the worm from Labyrinth and allow ourselves to go the way to the castle. So there's the links to the decks. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Very much good to see you. We're going to go ahead and get started. 30 minutes on the clock. Enjoy a little bit of time at the beach. See you soon. Alrighty, y'all. How'd it go? I dabbled into one project for a sprint just because it would not get out of my brain. So it has been satisfied now. That was enough for the day. I'm going to switch over, hopefully, now to my other project that really is supposed to be on the docket. How are you? How are you? How's it? How's it? Think that the letter card was a hint for you. Ooh, go for the castles! Lady, hello. Got two annoying. I'm sorry they were annoying. Two emails. Done. 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 And now you can focus on stuff like planning. All the fun. Yeah, all the fun for sure. So, otherwise, how did it go for the rest of everybody? Hi. Let me pin my hair back right quick. I thought maybe she was coming from the hallway. Hi, Kiki. How are you? Of course, I'm not wearing the correct shirt color. Fine. Butterfingers. Come here. Oh. Hi. Meow. Meow. You just want to come over and visit. You just wanted to come over and visit. Hi. Yeah. You happies? You're happy now? Okay. Spoiled is what she is. Oh, yes. Wrong shoulder. Okay. Do you want to go to my other shoulder? No, you're not allowed on the desk. Nope. To my other shoulder, please, girl child. Yes, claws out of my shoulder. To the other shoulder like the baby you are. She's so spoiled. Let's see. Louise started work on freebie for Book Funnel. Very nice choice. Is it for a new pen name or the current pen name, I should ask? Cameron's reading. Too tired to do anything else. Oh no, are you not sleeping well either? I legit went to bed, I want to say, during Rhiannon's last sprint last night. I was in bed and journaling by the time she finished last night for members only. And then I slept for like a solid 2-3 hours and then couldn't get back to sleep for the rest of the night. So it's one of those nights where I woke up at 3 a.m. and couldn't really get back to sleep. So we shall see what this evening is like. Please be taking care of you for sure. Yes, ma'am. Yes. You're quite warm. Where were you laying that you were so warm? Were you huddled up underneath my altar on your pillows and blankies that I have stacked under there for the summer? Because you are that warm. Good Lord. It's like a heating pad on my shoulder right now. A purring heating pad. It feels lovely at the same time. It's 70 some degrees in this house and about that outside. It's a little warm for this time of year. In the winter, I wouldn't care as much, but did the AC make you cold earlier or something? My other fear is she's not feeling good. Okay. She's so spoiled. So Rhiannon is at 9 o'clock. Has Sky already started the 7-day book challenge? Let me check the tinyurl.com/authortube. I know Sam mentioned last night that she's in the plannings for things, we shall say. I'll leave it at that because it's on. I would love Sam to be the one to talk about that most. And if you want more, go check out Sam's channel. Tomorrow, Tish is at 6 a.m. I don't see Sky on here until Saturday. So it looks like it's starting Saturday, ? For the challenge. maybe? So, on that note, y'all, we are going to get ourselves into our next sprint. And how many sprints are we feeling? Because I don't mind being here for a bit, as long as I don't gotta go anywhere. We could be here for at least another hour, maybe 2. So we're looking at 2 or 3 more sprints. The 7-day. Where was it? Eva mentioned it earlier. Because Sky does it. Sometimes with Stephanie. The 7-day book challenge with Sky. So 2 hours. Okay. We'll lean into the 2 hours for sure then. All right, y'all. See you all here in just a little bit. How did that one go, everybody? That one felt like it went by really fast. I switched to working on my nonfiction that I'm working on writing. Well, revising, really. And we've gotten through about. Actually, I'm one word away from 2,300 words being fixed between the two documents. I kind of started a new document because I'm rearranging a lot of stuff. So that's the first chapter and a smidge taken care of there. How about all of you? Havern's requesting as many sprints as we can get. I aim to deliver as many as possible, of course, allowing for a break between us and Rhiannon, and probably not going to go 5 hours total. But I think there was about 5 hours between between when she starts. We'll probably go more like circa our normal 3-ish is what I'll aim for to start and see how we feel plus or minus there. Miranda has been updating the current quarter with your goal charts. Very nice. With the tasks and estimated time blocks and adding new washi tape for the win. So may I ask with the new washi tape, is it new washi tape that's been laying around for a while and it's newly opened? Or like, was this a recent purchase or gift to you, new washi tape? I kind of feel like I have a TBR, but for my washi tape. My stickers sometimes is why I ask that. Some of them are seasonal too. So like I only use the fall and the You'll Miss ones in the fall and winter. It all matches and it looks pretty. Yay for the color coding. I'm such a fan of color coding. One of my favorite ways to teach essay writing is through color coding. I would have the kids highlight their thesis statement a certain way, and then they had to go and find parts of their thesis statement, and if they didn't have those parts of their thesis statement in either the topic sentence or the concluding sentence of each of their body paragraphs, they had some revisions to do. And you want to talk about kids who were like, oh my God, I got to be that thorough? Yes, guys. This goes beyond doing the beginning of the school year. Okay, guys, tell me how to make a sandwich. Though I have done the whole, okay, yes, you're going to tell me how to make a peanut butter sandwich. And they're like, okay, so you put the peanut butter on the bread. Don't open it. Just set the whole jar of the peanut butter on the bread. No, Mrs. X, that's not what you do. That's what you told me to do. And they're like, oh my God. She's serious. Our words matter. Yes. I want you to tell me to pick up the bread loaf. Open up the loaf of bread if it's inside of a sleeve. Make a decision. Do I want to toast it or not? And if so, how do I operate a toaster? Better be part of your directions. And they're like, this writing thing is hard. This writing thing matters, guys. And it's color coding helped them to see that so easily in their own essays. Havern's going to be back in the next sprint. Sarah, yay! Jumping on in is working on some of those little tasks you have to. Oh, so you do the diamond painting. Very nice. This is one of those things that I wanted to get into. 2 summers ago? Was it when I had the studio in the big house that I was renting at the time? And hi, Kiki. Yeah. You missed the studio. That was your old bedroom. She never left my old studio. Anyway, she kind of doesn't now that I think about it. She's my office cat. But one of the things when I had the space was I wanted to get into puzzles or diamond painting. And now I'm like, I wish I had the space. I do not have the space. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm running out of space in my cozy creative woo-woo cottage that I love so much. I just wish it had a second floor. Well, we scrolled lots. Hey, you refilled your well. Very nice choice. Lainey, yay for the Grammarly poking on the next audio manuscript. Ooh, you are trucking right along on the goals. Congratulations. Mars has been cleaning out and hanging out with the pup. Hey, that's a nice refill the well. Speaking of magical ways to refill the well, it is self-care, soul care time. If you've been with us for a little bit and you need a break, please do feel welcome to take a break, y'all. Okay? If you need a break, do feel ready to take one. If you need a rest and you need to check back in, we'll see you in a bit. But otherwise, 30 minutes. All right, y'all. I did a little bit of stretching and a little bit of reading, and then got myself back into my flow by rereading my last paragraph and writing at least one more. I have about 400 or so more words I would like to get on this document and fix on this document's revision. How are you, y'alls? How are you? Let's see. Exhausted from Mars, haven't been able to nap. At least try to get some rest. If you're able, that's definitely an attempt if you can't do the naps. I've been up, I was telling people earlier, I've been up since like 3 something, like circa that time in the morning. So I'm feeling you here for sure, for sure. Gwen, hello. Got home from the office. Dinner should be done. Ooh, what is for the foods? Glad to have you here. Havern made it back. Welcome back. Cheese sticks acquired. And Pup wants some too. Well, yeah, cheese tax. Of course. Oh, no. Cheese is not a her word. She knows what the word tax means, though. You get treat tax all the time. You don't need any more today. You've already had it once today. The rule is once. No more. No. You can argue with me all you want. The answer is no. She gives me this look like that's what you think. She knows she's spoiled. You want up here? Of course you do. Of course you do. Turn around. Turn around, Miss Ma'am. Hi, Kiki. Oh. Hi. Hi. Yes. Are you happy now? Wow. She is the spoiled little girl, is she not? Hi. You want to see your face? Oh, she's so cute. What? No, you cannot be on my desk. Then you can hop up there. She's so spoiled and she knows it. Yes, you do, girlfriend. That is my skin. On the other side of that shirt, girl child. So, for those of you who are here in the US, how are we celebrating what's going on in 2 weeks? I always, not always. Most of the time, I take a vacation the week of the 4th for various reasons. But I'm doing a staycation this year. I am thinking about maybe going the local ballpark. We have minor league baseball teams as well as major league. And the Hagerstown Boxcars, formerly the Hagerstown Suns, are literally a 5-minute drive away. I can sometimes hear the post-game fireworks. And I think they have at least fireworks at the ballpark, if not a game, on the 4th of July. And it's, of all the things to go and do on the 4th of July here in the U.S., a ball game sounds like a good way to spend my time. Gwen is back from dinner. What was for dinner? Havron. Oh, happy Independence Day to Iceland. Very much so. Happy Independence Day. Curious, what do you do to celebrate, if anything? Because I know the US is not the only country that has, like, let's do certain food and festivities that are circa that holiday thing. Um, I live within and have for most of my life, grown up within a, say, 5-hour radius of DC. There's so many things to do around here on the 4th. When I grew up in Baltimore, the neighborhood I grew up in, the Montclair neighborhood, was really close to Little Lithuania. Literally, that's what the neighborhood's called. And Little Italy and the Grecian neighborhoods. And they would do block parties. You want to talk about some of the most delicious smelling food? And then the neighborhood I lived on in West Lombard Street in Sewebo, Southwest Baltimore. The In our, like, little block, it was a family who was mostly Jamaican, Korean family, us, the our next door neighbor, who was also basically Irish, German, Scottish, mutt European. Basically it. We also had a couple of African American families who were down at the end of the block, and then across the street was several African American families, a few more Korean families, a few families from Ethiopia. So our block always smelled really good when all the families would be like, hey, we're barbecuing today. Do you just want to share the barbecues? And we're like, because your stuff smells good. My stuff smells good. My mom would always be like, I'll just make corn for everybody. Or our next door neighbor, Mr. Henry, he had his crabbing license. So he would go out crabbing like he normally would, and he would bring back extra, and they would do steamed crabs. So we would do steamed corn to go with the crabs, and then one of our other neighbors would do just the potatoes. And before you know it, you have a nice little seafood boil between a couple of houses, but you're only responsible for one ingredient each. Oh, cheesy potatoes and pork schnitzel. I haven't had a good pork schnitzel in years. There's a local Bavarian restaurant called Schnarkenstube, I think it is. Schnarkel something stew. And they have amazing cutlets of different types of pork like that. Havern will go downtown and celebrate their live bands. Ooh, love it. Love it, love it, love the live entertainment and the face painting. I see a snakey snake. Hi, snake a snake. Are you streaming right now, bro? For those of you who do not know Cortef, he is a member. I met him through Emerald Company Gaming, who I'm gaming with on the 27th after my workshop. Heads up, we're actually going to raid them a little bit, possibly on Twitch. They're playing Jackbox that evening. And Cortef not only does the gaming on, well, the channel called Cortef, but furthermore also sometimes does reading, and also lent me Bear as one of the winged ones. Sarah is going to leave this running. All the hugs, thank you, and enjoy time with the daughter. No special food, but candy. Nice. Keep the kids happy. Hey there. How are you? It's so good to see you. It's been a while. I'm doing great. How are you? Stream about once a week on weekends. Oh, have we had I know the situation with education between the two of us is kind of similar. We'll put it that way. So I'm curious. And then, of course, Miranda's going to get so much done and is not revising. I'm so proud of you. You've been in the revising game for a bit here lately. So we are going to switch to our fourth sprint of the evening. I'm up for definitely this one and maybe one more. Again, I want to get us a little bit of a break before Rhiannon starts. At 9, figure a 2-ish hour break would be plenty. So see you all here on the other side of 30 minutes, everybody. All right, y'all. That was what I was fearing. How did it go? How did it go? Here. Okay, so I finished my goal for that document, which is very yay. I have time during the last one to wrap up some admin tasks I have left on my to-do. So we are going to do a final sprint to wind us on down, and that'll get us kind of close to that 7 o'clock hour, plus a 2 hour break until Rhiannon starts at 9. How do we go? Gwen, the plot buddies be plot bunnying down the rabbit hole. A whole new book instead of writing the this is me. This is me. I don't have a printout of the chart, unfortunately, with me. But this is why the book series right there, my Myrna Annals book series, it started out originally as 3 back in 2020, 2021. It's now 45. His name is Frey. That's the name of my plot bunny. He's one of the top 5 favorite characters everybody loves. And he went and visited one realm and crashed it. Well, foresaw it being crashed, I should say. So yes, our plot bunnies sometimes have names because they are the characters that cause them. Definitely enjoy. I hope it's a fun ripple effect for you. You've been in hermit mode, that's okay. Editing and redrafting, got feedback from writing friends, and they got you thinking about digging deeper. Ooh, world building, one of my favorite things. World building never ends because the world never ends. That's why I love world building. It gets so deep into that iceberg. Enjoy. I'm glad it's going well. Definitely so. You've got this. Miranda ran out of black ink for your favorite writing pen. It's good that you had ordered a new package of blue and black. There you go. I am about to do a yearly restock. Once a year, I get all new during back to school sales, of course, because I am that teacher. I know exactly where to go, where the sales are, and if they're not there, I'm lost. But I get felt pens, I get highlighters, expo markers. I use regular markers for color coding and color tracking on my time blocking. So what I'll do is, like, in my planner, I'll write, like, for this, work on faded design chapter 2. I'll take and turn, I'll draw a box around that in my planner, and then I'll literally, with my marker, divide it in that rectangle into 4s, and there's my planning block task. When I realized I could do that, I was like, oh, color therapy while planning. Yes. So some of my intentional colorings of some of my weeks on my planners now look really mosaic and really cool. A little weird, but really cool. And then, of course, the swaths of red and green for abundance-like colors. Scrolling totally counts. You have to refill your well. Gwen, this bunny has dragged you into a whole new subgenre. Yeah, Frey did that to me too. Frey took me from 1660s romance, historical fantasy, alt history Europe to the celestial realm. And I'm like, dude, this is now portal hopping fantasy? Thanks. And now their kids are turning it into urban portal hopping fantasies. And I'm like, so the sci-fi fantasy romance thing was an umbrella for a reason. Got it. Because some people are like, Jenna, what's your genres? I write sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references. Any combination therein. Doesn't matter the subgenres. The umbrella supported it all. So, yeah, if you want a good thing to call yourself genre-wise, look at your umbrellas. Look at your buckets. If you don't know what bucket theory is, look at your buckets for sure, for sure. Speaking of buckets, we have one more bucket of 30 minutes. And some of you are like, oh my God, Jenna, you're so close to saying something else. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Wrap up sprint mode is nigh, everybody. We're going to do one last one to wrap us up and wind us down. The wind outside is a little gnarly. Power flickered twice. So if it goes out, I'll just see you all in Rhiannon / tomorrow night, because I do have a pop-up in for tomorrow night, and we'll talk more about Saturday again tomorrow night with the schedule changes, because instead of doing a workshop Saturday, I moved it to the 28th. We're doing a pop-up. Anyway, we'll talk more about that later. You'll love the idea. Color blocking in your planner. Dots! Yes! But it may be drawing out the task blocks normally into 2-hour sessions. I like this too, especially since if you're used to doing a 2-hour-ish stream. Or if taking even going to town that long and running errands, as it does for me, living now in more suburban than rural does. It's still romance. I have no intention of writing. Oh, nice. This is an intention, an intuitive ping in my intentional brain. I have a wide choose pen name I'm developing. So that's a hint. I need to definitely work on that during Rhiannon later, potentially, instead of the other pen name that I'm almost on a book for. Jenna is working on 3 pen names at one time because I'm curious if I can do it. Pure experiment. Yes, I have that many ideas in my head. Yes, I have that many ideas in my head. And I'm just curious at this point. After doing one for several years, I want to see how the other subgenres do. All right, y'all. 30 minutes, and you don't have to make it a new pen name. Look at your branding tagline. Look at your branding tagline.